यहाँ पर क्यों
Aparajita Sarangi. Srimati Aparajita Sarangi.
Honorable Chairman, sir, I stand in support of the Criminal Procedure Identification Bill 2022. And at the outset, I would like to quote our Honorable Prime Minister Modi. He had said, "Convergence of technology and the judicial system is the need of the hour. We need to go digital. The dissemination of legal knowledge to the common man will go a long way in improving the law and order situation in the country." Sir, I would like to emphasize here in this August House that the USP of Prime Minister Modi's government is its ability to keep pace with the changing times. This is a government with new approach, with new thinking. यह अभिनव सोच वाली सरकार है, यह नई सोच वाली सरकार है, यह समय बदलते हुए समय के साथ कदम मिलाकर चलने वाली सरकार है. And therefore, sir, I stand here to argue in favor of the Criminal Procedure Identification Bill 2022. As we are all aware, and everybody has been saying this, at the cost of being repetitive, I would say that this is a new and expanded form of the Identification of Prisoners Act 1920. We are all aware of the Act of 1920. Its objective was to facilitate the identification of criminals and suspected criminals through procurement of evidence. It talked of three kinds of measurements, three kinds of evidence: footprints, fingerprints, and of course, photographs. Sir, it's pertinent to mention here that the Law Commission, in its 87th report, in fact, candidly said that the Act of 1920 deserved amendment or replacement. Sir, it was of the view that there were only three kinds of measurements, and this was a British law, 102 years old, and it was not in line with digitization and the new age technology. So the obsoleteness of the law can be gauged by the fact that there has been increased crime rate in the country and marginal increment in the conviction rate. Sir, I would just like to bring in some figures from the National Crime Record Bureau. NCRB brings up reports, and as per the NCRB report, I would like to inform this August House that 7,50,000 cases in a year had been closed by the police in the last 5 years, had been closed by the police every year on an average due to want of evidence, due to lack of evidence. So I come from Odisha, and I would definitely like to quote figures pertaining to Odisha that we got from the NCRB report. Sir, in 2020, 244% increase was registered in Odisha alone with regard to the number of cases which had been closed by the police because of lack of evidence. And this figure was 38%. This percentage was just 38 in 2019. So a leap from 38% to 244%, 2019, 2020. This is the NCRB report. Because of lack of evidence, the police had to close the cases. The Act of 1920 is very rigid and narrow, and therefore the need to have this particular act. This bill, once it becomes act, the Act of 1920 will stand repealed, and we are not going for any amendment, we are going for replacement. Sir, we are aware of the main features of the proposed bill of 2022. I would just take 2 minutes to talk about those features. Number one, of course, this bill seeks to, number one, define measurements to include finger impressions, palm print, footprint impressions, photographs, iris and retina scan, physical, biological samples, and their analysis, behavioral attributes, etc. Number two, it seeks to empower the NCRB to collect, store, and preserve the record of measurements. Number three, It seeks to empower a magistrate to direct any person to give measurements, and it seeks to empower a police or prison officer to take measurements of any person who resists or refuses to give measurements. Sir, I would definitely like to bring to the knowledge of the House, or rather remind them as to what our Honourable Home Minister just said. He said that there had been massive consultations with the states. Stakeholders' consultations have taken place. So this kind of feeling that there has been no consultation preceding the formulation of this draft is absolutely far from the truth. All concerns have been taken on board. The state governments have been consulted. All suggestions have been taken. The 87th report of the Law Commission has been looked into. The Supreme Court judgment has been looked into, and thereafter this particular bill has been formulated. And we must commend the efforts of the officials, the team of Honourable Home Minister and the officials of the Home Ministry for having gone so meticulously into drafting this act. Sir, the fifth part, I will not take much time. This is not a very big bill, very large bill. The fifth thing, sir, this particular bill is not just coming up in India. This act is not just coming up in India with the expansion of the list of measurements. This is there in UK, US, Australia and Canada. So we have drawn upon those countries also. Sir, number 5. The proposed law aligns with the interoperable criminal justice system project of the Ministry of Home Affairs. I would like to reiterate, this particular bill aligns with the ICJS, the interoperable criminal justice system project of the Ministry of Home Affairs. Sir, I would like to inform this august House and my esteemed colleagues that ICJS is a national platform for enabling integration of the main IT system of the Home Ministry used for delivery of criminal justice in the country, with 5 major pillars: police, e-forensics, e-courts, e-prosecution and e-prisons. Just 2 minutes, sir.
Member,
Sir, carrying Janta in its heart.
The House agrees to extend the time of the House in order to reply the Minister. We will, yes. Till passing the bill, time is extended.
Sir, this is a people-oriented government. Antyoday is the mool mantra of this government. Honourable Prime Minister has been focusing on the last person in the queue. We want the delivery system of justice to be strengthened, keeping all our objectives in view, the mandate of the government in view. The proposed Bill 2022, coupled with the ICJS project of the Ministry of Home Affairs, affirms our commitment, Prime Minister Modi's government commitment, to strengthen the criminal justice system of the country, to use the technology in the best possible manner and ensure speedy delivery of justice. So I stand here to request all my esteemed colleagues to come forward and support this bill wholeheartedly. Thank you so much.
Sri Ravindranath Kumar.